Hello everyone, Adam here, and today we are going to be talking about what I think is next for Nintendo Switch Online. So with the most recent Nintendo Direct, as of when this video is released, we learned that along with the classic NES games, SNES games would also be available to anyone who owns Nintendo Switch Online. This was something that had always been a possibility, but I didn't think about it much because the NES Classic released not very long ago. So adding SNES games would be a little frustrating to anyone who owned this. But Nintendo was like, who cares, and did it anyway. So rip for whoever owns the SNES Classic and the Switch. Anyways, since I personally didn't, I was happy to see this happen. I've been wanting to play through A Link to the Past again, and maybe Mario World, although that did take a while. While playing through these, the whole idea of SNES games on Switch got me thinking, what's next? The release of the SNES games were relatively about a year after Nintendo Online first came out, so it makes sense to release them then. Like the NES games, I'm sure until the 2-year anniversary, they'll probably release like new SNES games every month or so. But what about when we get to the 2-year anniversary? Then what? Nintendo Online is practically turning into Virtual Console now, isn't it? This would mean that the next step would most likely be N64 or Game Boy games. Let's discuss this in some more depth. So Virtual Console was easily one of the best features of the underwhelming Wii U, and I was definitely hoping it would return for Switch. This allowed all new players to play classics for a very cheap price, and people like me to replay some of their favorites. I replayed almost all the Zelda games on my Wii U, and I was very satisfied with the Virtual Console. Although it might not go by the same name, the resemblance between Switch Online and Virtual Console is pretty clear. With N64 games, I would say there's two options for them coming onto Switch. The first is what we are here to talk about, which is them being included with Nintendo Online. The second is a few particular games getting remastered and put into the eShop. Now, when SNES games were released, everyone was expecting a price increase for Nintendo Online. This surprisingly didn't happen. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I was kind of surprised. The reason I bring this up is because I think if they did add N64 games, there would for sure be a price increase. I would be fine with it as long as it wasn't a stupid price, and they had all the classics. I would hope they would have Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Mario 64, GoldenEye, all those goodies. With their second option, I think there's a chance for it, but not a big one. Games like Mario 64 or maybe Donkey Kong 64 could get a remaster, but I think Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask would be out of the deal because they relatively recently got remasters for the 3DS. This isn't saying I wouldn't want them. It would obviously be my number one pick for remasters since I never played them on 3DS. I just don't think they would be that likely. Either way, I'm really hoping that we somehow get N64 games on Switch, one way or another. If Nintendo decided to go the way of the Game Boy, I would be slightly disappointed, but I know that it would probably be a lot easier. Some highlights would of course be Mario Land, Metroid 2, Tetris, etc. Notice how I left one game out? Link's Awakening, if you were wondering. This, along with Tetris, I guess you could say, are reasons why I think Game Boy games could be a little disappointing, and not good financially either. Link's Awakening, probably one of the highlights of the Game Boy games. So, you see the problem? Link's Awakening just got a full remaster that Nintendo definitely has high hopes for based on all the advertising. Tetris has Tetris 99, which seems to still be going strong with paid DLC coming, which is already kind of strange. Both of these big games are already on Switch, unlike N64 games. With that, if Nintendo is really pushing Link's Awakening, the remake, to succeed, releasing the original with Nintendo Online would be a very bad idea. Gamers would probably realize that the remake is better quality and more of a new experience, but to the average consumer, they would look at the two and probably not see much of a difference. Except the price. The original would be $20 per year and the remake would be $80. Already a setback. And the original would also include 50 plus other games. And the ability to play online with friends. Which one is the better deal? Overall, if Nintendo was to choose, I think N64 games would be a step in the right direction for Nintendo Online. Of course, this is all just my opinion and just speculation. Maybe the SNES games are the end, and that's all we'll get, which honestly, I would be okay with. Either way, I just really want to play Majora's Mask on Switch. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Okay, wait. I know what you guys are gonna go start saying in the comments, that Nintendo Online isn't even a good service. And honestly, I would have to agree with you on that. Like, it's not bad. From what I've heard, Mario Kart is pretty good with only like some interruptions. Smash Bros. I've played, it's really off and on. Sometimes it's completely fine and other times it's really not that good. But I have heard that Mario Maker 2 is like really horrible, like barely tolerable. I haven't actually tried it out myself, but I know I've heard that around. So if we're paying for a service, we should probably be paying for something that's actually worth paying for. And I mean, yeah, the free games are good. I know I would personally be fine with just paying $20 for the free games, but I know lots of people are paying for it because they actually want to play online. And no amount of free games is going to do them any good. If they want to play online, they should be able to play online. If I just want to play SNES and NES games, then that's okay too. But they should really improve on the online features of Nintendo Switch Online, which does sound very ironic, because this whole video was talking about the games, the free games that come with it, not even the service itself. So yeah, I just wanted to say that before I ended the video, so, y'all didn't go down in the comments and start ranting on about that, but yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. So now, actually, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.